G'day viewers and welcome to Australia Worldwide Gaming with the Godfather, and welcome back to Train Simulator Classic, another workshop scenario, this time on the West Coast Main Line South as we take a trip from Watford Junction to London Euston in the overground train. We hope you enjoyed. It's been done 100% live. Live stream chat is subscribers only, and don't forget your thumbs downs don't count. So what's the point? You're just making yourself look like a fool. Enjoy the trip. So the beauty about this trip on the West Coast Main Line is that you get a different experience to the actual main line. This is sort of like part of the Bakerloo line sort of thing. But, you know, you get your drift. Like, if the Bakerloo line ended up going to Watford where it should have went to in the first place, in my opinion, it should have went that far. It's not that much further. You would have taken this part of the route. So this goes around in the loop and goes back to Watford. It goes to Watford High Street and all that, like down more into Watford. And yeah, it is David Wright. How you going, buddy? Yeah, not much more, folks. A few more hours and the Long Island Railroad will be releasing for Train Simulator. No discount, unfortunately. The lights on the British Ace I'll probably get for free. You watch, as soon as the British Ace does something, you'll go, I'd like to thank Dovetail for providing me a key. What's that bullshit? I swear to God, if he says it, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna reply on the comments area. I'm just gonna go, hey Joe, I wouldn't mind access to the key. Thank you very much. I think we all want it. But we all take turns of using the key. I think I was playing TSW then. I've been playing Tracy World the last few nights around this time, so I was just pressing the U button to open doors. I wish they uploaded the Isle of Wight 2020. It's okay. Yeah, I had a look at that video and compared the difference with it. Yeah, oh man, man, River Games have finally gotten something correct, eh? It's yeah, it's really, really good. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Train Sim World, it's for another simulator we do. Anyway, Isle of Wight's, the Island Line 2022 is releasing next week with the 484. Looking forward to doing that next Wednesday on the midweek World of Trains. So that 8 PM in the east coast of Australia, 6 PM Western Australia, 7:30 PM South Australia, Northern Territory, 11 AM UK, 12 PM Germany, 6 AM Boston, 3 AM Los Angeles. That is for tomorrow's Friday night, the Friday ticket, episode 26. It is in Roman numerals, so do note that it is in Roman numerals. So episode 26. And that's our launch live stream for the Long Island Railroad Train Simulator Classic Edition, and known as MYC N2 Hicksville, I think it was known as, if I looked at the brief. And we have Tuesday for you, Wednesday for us. I keep saying to my viewers I keep explaining to my viewers all the time, the current releases for Dovetail are Tuesdays for the Northern Hemisphere. For people in Australia and New Zealand, for the eastern states and everything, the console releases get released around 9-10 PM at night on the day that they Dovetail actually say. For the PC Steam version, it gets released at a later time. And when the PC version the PC Steam version has a set time that releases at the same time worldwide, but it's in your time zone. So our time zone when it releases is around 2 AM, 3 AM, depending on what the release is. Sometimes River Games release things a little bit earlier than that, so it could actually fall into releasing late on the 19th still. So on 19th, sorry, yeah, on the 19th still. So it could be still late Tuesday, but going off the recent history of the releases from Train Sim World 2, they've been releasing early hours on the Wednesday morning at 2 AM on the PC. And that is Wednesday here in Australia. Okay. So yeah, we have releases on that. So the same thing applies for train simulator stuff. It is, you know, we're in our final hour of the day now here in Australia, so it's going to be midnight very soon. And when the release of the PC stuff releases, sorry, I'm speeding. Lucky this is a workshop. I would have been losing points. Yeah, the releases for train simulator stuff release early hours in the Friday mornings here in Australia. So yeah, that's never changed, I don't think. It hasn't changed recently, I know that much. Well, it hasn't changed since I've committed myself back last October. So yeah, they've always been early hours in the Friday mornings, and sometimes they release around 3 AM, 4 AM. I've gone as far as 7 AM at one stage for a release. I think that was a Train Sim World one, actually. I think that was Train Sim World. So, yeah. So what happened originally, if you're not aware, if you're a hardcore Train Sim World fan, you know about it, know the history of the game. The console releases for Train Sim World used to happen at midnight. in your local time zone. And because we were in Australia, we were one of the first countries. New Zealand were the first country in the world to actually get midnight releases, then us here in the East Coast, then so forth, and we just moved forward around the world. So it's just like New Year's Eve, you know, celebrate, you know. Anyway, it, let's let that West Coast train go through there. Get away from that talk now. We've established that yeah, Friday mornings for us here in Australia. Yeah, but anyway, going back to midnight releases, yeah, we had the midnight releases, and then this is one of the reasons why I kept Train Sim World. I ended up buying Train Sim World 2 on console because I had a lot of problems with the PC version for Handstruck München-Osberg, and I want to compare the difference with München-Osberg on console. So yeah, that's the only reason I ended up getting it for console. For the PlayStation 4 it was at the time actually, and then I transferred to PS5, and then the shit hit the fan not long after that, and it was like, yeah, what's the point? I got it on PC, it's not really going to plague me, but it's going to plague the actual console players. So yeah, I used to only get the DLCs. I used to get the DLCs for both PC and console. And the only reason I used to get them on console is because they had the midnight releases, and I used to be one of the first YouTubers in the world to do an actual official release launch live stream. And I had some very, very successful ones. I can tell you right now, the two most successful ones I had last year were the standalone German train that got released. That didn't have a preview from Dovetail Games or anything before its release. Pretty sure that was the one with the sounds that were wrong. And the other one was the Hamstrucker Hamburg Lübeck. That was very well received on its launch, and I was the first in the world to do a launch live stream for that outside of Dovetail Games preview. So. And even though you might have had the likes of the British Ace and all that doing previews, they were doing the preview version of their keys. It wasn't an official version or anything. So mine was a legit official release console version. So yeah, it was good. But yeah, ever since that issue with the West Cornwall. The West Cornwall issue that happened, and so-called had the issues, and it accidentally got released for us here in Australia and everything, and, you know, I didn't know that we were having issues when I was doing the midnight launch for that. I did see a few things that are on there that I thought a little bit different, but didn't pinpoint the ones that actually did cause the issues, so I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I'm glad they did, because it changed the aspect of what West Cornwall ended up turning out to be, even though they didn't get correct sounds and everything. But anyway, it's actually good in a way that they've taken the midnight releases away now, because I don't have to bother double dipping anymore, so it works out good. And I know it doesn't really bother me that I don't do launch live streams anymore. We do launch live streams, but we do it. We're pretty much the last person to do them, because I like to do it in my normal regular prime time slot, and I do them at a time where it's morning in the UK, it's just waking up to a new day in the USA, it's a new day in Germany, it's a new day in the UK and everything, so it works out, you know, good for everybody. And I'm always checking the time zones and everything to see if they're converting over in every region, and, you know, the three mains, you know, the four mains here in Australia, UK, and USA and Germany. Should have went further down on this one, actually. Look at that. So, absolutely, yeah, should have went further down, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so this is the overground section. So I was trying to think out what, it's a 378, that's the one. I was trying to work out what British class this was, and yeah, 378. Whoa. When did they say that? I've always known that there will be eventually a thing, but I was hoping that they would announce that they would be doing baggage and stuff like that on the stations and that. I would love to see them actually completely rebuild the whole complete AI system from the ground up, to be brutally honest. Because the rush hour system that they did was sort of, I don't think it was built from the ground up. It was just a copy and paste thing. Clearly see it, you know, with the passengers, you know, 99% of the time, every single train station route now has it. Passengers come off one or two of the platforms, come off the train, and just literally stand there in front of the doors outside the train in a bunch, and don't move. And you clearly see that the passengers are still getting stuck in the platforms. They're coming off the train, off the trains and on the train. Mainly off the trains, I've been noticing, from the floor and jumping up onto the platform. Yeah, it's a lucky thing, man. Okay. I did see something. I think they corrected their speech or something. I don't know. I think that was I was thinking that could have been a thing that they'll do when they decide to go to Train Sim World 3, because obviously we'll have more of a memory bay with the Unreal Engine 5. There'll be a... I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out, but I'm just thinking the way the memory issue is at the moment, I don't think it'll be a good idea to put more memory under stress. You know, we don't want any more stress on the memory. That's the issue. So yeah, it's could start off as just be a good thing, but I don't know. Is it gonna be a memory thing? I don't know. I've had more of an issue with memory. Tonight, for instance, I was supposed to do American Truck Simulator live stream a couple of hours ago, and I've had to cancel it twice now, and I've finally worked out the issues. I've been fiddling around with ATS all morning, and I finally figured out what the issue was. So yeah, I've anyway, we're coming into the Bakerloo station, the start of the Bakerloo line, and some speeding now. This is the start of the Bakerloo line. We got that issue on this, how the doors are still making that sound when you're driving along, even though the doors are open. That's been a long-standing issue and it has not been rectified. Okay, here we are. Yeah. It's like, you know, I always called for a very long time for Rapid Transit to have the passenger information system on the grey Talent 2, and it finally got released. And then when it got released, it was completely stuffed up at the back. I had to get a patch a couple of weeks later, or a week later. Yeah, I think it was a week later they patched that. So yeah, it's. There's been a few things that have been ticked off the list now, which is good. Now my next wishes are the iced tea. I want the iced tea. I want the train from the... I did yesterday. That German train. What's that bloody name of it? Yeah, that one as well. Yeah, the one with the double doors. And the West Coast Mainline South, yes, yes. Yes. Love that. New York subway is so desperately. Oh man, I just want another subway. That's why there's so many options for Frankfurt and Berlin, because you've got the subways and everything around there, and it's like Frankfurt's got a mad network with subways and stuff. You got the U-Bahn as well on there, and yeah, there's a lot of options for that particular one. So if they did that route, it would. I know that late last year, I don't know if you noticed, late last year, Just Trains announced that they would be going to Train Simworld 2. And it was supposed to be happening this year, but I think the issues with the COVID and everything had sort of held, and all the issues that have happened with Train Simworld have sort of held their plans back. So I think Dovetail has pushed the plans of official announcement for that happening. But yeah, I did see last year, I read an article that they were planning on going to Train Simworld 2. And I don't know if you've seen recently, they've actually got an advertisement for a 3D artist. They're after a 3D artist. So that is saying that they're getting close to starting work on something for TSW. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, but I'm just going to go Tong Tong. Hello to you. My apologies, is very, very, yeah, I'm not even going to pronounce that. I'm just going to go Mr. Tong. Mr. Tong. Tong, yes. Mr. Tong, bro. Fucking Mr. Tong. Mr. Tong. Hello, Mr. Tong. There you go. Thanks for joining us, buddy. You definitely need a district line. Yeah. As long as they don't touch the underground the underground route, we're fine. No, Just Chat's done a really good job on the MML, the one that's just been released. Well, it's been around for 9 months and it finally got released on PC Steam. Yeah, they've done a really good job on that actually. We all know they're doing Hope Valley part of it at the moment, so it's yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, no, the MML's quite fine. They've done a really awesome job of the MML. I hate to say it, Lake Conference or whatever that's known as, that River Games did is absolutely completely hopeless. I did a scenario a few months ago on it, and I got to the station and they opened the doors on the wrong side. The doors open to a cliff. Do you want the passengers to go off a cliff? Like, yeah, it was a few things I did note. I actually sent a message about it on Ribbit and then they never got back to me on it. I said, look, there needs to be some fixes here on this route. There's a lot of issues. I actually felt like saying to them, I go, what, you know, you want to open the doors, let all the passengers out off the cliff. Do you think that we're riding up the Pyrenees on the bicycle in the Tour de France and the guy goes flying off the cliff? You know, like, no. Yeah, because they're on the high speed line. They're on the actual West Coast main line part of the route. So we're currently on the Bakerloo line part of it. This trip does take a lot of the Bakerloo line all the way up to Queen's Park, and then it'll instead of going down in the underground, it'll go left and around the building and continue forward to London Euston. North Wembley. And that question was from Railway Racing Free. G'day, buddy. How you going? Thanks for joining us. Also, the passenger lights ain't on when it is an AI train. It comes on rivet. Is not rocket science. So what do you mean, like the passenger lights are not on when it's an AI train? Is that, or is it the lights that are at the front of the train, just like they did with the Central Suez, where they didn't put the PSIs on the passenger AI trains and the lights? Because they completely stuffed that route up hard. It's actually too dark in the shadows to be as well, and I explained to them that it's too dark in the shadows. It needs to be blightened. It's way too much. both. With which one, Railway Racing? With which one? With the one that we're talking about for the Island line coming up this week, or the one we're currently in now? It's a shame, eh? They've done the same thing as they did with Central Swires, and if that's the case, because man, this is what I keep saying to all my brothers that play Train Sim World. You know, like the game is just always had an issue with lights. Can this game be played on an iPhone? It's a PC only game, buddy. PC only. And we're currently using the RW Enhancer Pro, and we are using the Armstrong Powerhouse Skybox and Weather Enhancement as well. And the Armstrong Powerhouse is more powerful, it's more on than the other one for the UK routes. So yeah, it's a lovely, lovely route from Armstrong Powerhouse. Highly recommended. Wembley, Wembley, Wembley. We was the famous Man United, and then we're never going back to Wembley. That's the new version these days. We're used to it. Us Manchester United fans are used to it. We're never going back to Wembley. That's what happens when you a legend of a, you know, you're not going to be the legend like Sir Alex. Come on, you know, that era, that dynasty, we'll never get that dynasty again. You know. That's what happens in soccer and in sport, you know, you always get your dynasties. Anyway. Yeah, no, this is a PC only game, and yeah, it's we are always doing gameplay. We do gameplay for Train Simulator, we do gameplay for Train Sim World 2. I should say. Train Sim World 2. Just like Euro Truck Simulator 2, even though it should just get rid of the number. Just gets on the platform. Sound mod, I can tell, definitely not the original sounds. Dovetail can't get train sounds correct. Yep, that's right. Unless you get some, you know, this is the good thing about PC, you know, the game being on PC, is that we have a beautiful community called the Train Sim World Community mods page, and it's a beautiful, beautiful page, and there's some awesome people that do sound mods, libraries, scenarios, enhancements. You know, I've got enhancements for East Coast Way. I've got enhancements for the cargo trains in Germany. I've got enhancements for the London commuter, which we did last night. Yeah, but it's very difficult to. I've been wanting to know and how and where to put files for mods for Train Simulator. I'm after real branding cargo. I want real branding cargo for the freight. and I want to know where to get them from and where to put them in what folders for PC Steam version of Train Simulator. There'll definitely be a sound mod for the 484. We'll definitely get one. There's no questions about it. There'll be some genius out there. There always is, because the community's genius. It's amazing. The 313 EMU that got added to the East Coastway / couple runs on the London commuter. The horn's incredibly mad. The sound is awesome. Way better. Way better. If you go back and look at some of my gameplay on that on that train on my playlist, if you go and watch one of the videos of it, you'll know what I mean with the sound. The sound is just superior. It's way better. There are a lot of people that prefer it. And Chris that comes along to our channel, he's a regular. He plays on Xbox, and even he said it's way better. And he's a veteran like me. He's a TSW fanatic. He's played for a long time. So. Right, there we go. Now we're currently on the Bakerloo line part of the trip. We are doing the 2C41 1531 Watford Junction to London Euston. And next stop is Willesden Junction, I think it is, and then Kinsale Green, Queen's Park, and then, like I said, it goes around the building and continues forward to London Euston. The TFB, the sounds are 100%. Done. Okay. I needed sound mod. Okay. Oh, you use the powerhouse trains? Yeah. Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of packs, and every time I look at all the packs, they always say underneath it in the briefing that you need this pack, you need that pack, you need this pack, you need that pack, and it's like, what? Money. Talk about money hungry. Dovetail money hungry. As soon as I see that, I'm like, no. I want to get the different. I want to get the Class 700 enhancement pack, because I've got the Class 700, and I'm like with everybody, you know, how it was completely terribly done wrong. You know, it's the for starters, it's not even the legit one. It's the prototype. It's the Class 700 prototype. It's not the real one. No worries, rail racing. No, this train that he is driving. Okay. 387. Ah! The number of the train he's driving. Yeah, 387. Uh, 378, sorry. What did I say? 387, Jesus Christ. It's just coded. They're all the same. It's just coded. You might get your little pieces here and there that are a little bit different to, like, for instance, first aid kit. You don't see that on the London commuter one. I had the route that goes over the top there as well, actually. That ends up going down towards the Olympic Stadium. That's by Thompson, I think, is that one. It's a bloody awesome route, too. starts off at Stratford, I think. Near the Olympic Stadium, I don't know. The Olympic Stadium's spot on. It's legit. It's really awesome. West Ham Stadium. Why does the Class 378 look better than the 377? For Train Simulator, well, it might be because of the difference between the releases. You know, obviously, it could have been a year later or a couple of years later, or in between, like, whatever, you know. It might be because I'm using the enhancement too, and it's giving me a better brightness as well. Because I can fiddle around with the brightness and everything. I've got all the settings, you can just fiddle around with them. I just keep it on the W Enhancer Pro default. It's just on default. So I've found that if I play around with it, it's like really too bright. It looks like a strobe light just in your face. You know, like you're at a rave. Like it's not ideal. It's alright if you're at a rave and you got Born Slippy in the background pumping. You know, that's alright, but. Have a look inside. Here we are. This guy looks like a criminal. Spot him out. Alright, Queen's Park's coming up. It's Kilbourne High Road, South Hampstead, and London Euston. Is it Euston? Euston. Yes. Yes, those people, yep. What's better, Train Sim Worlds, Bakerloo line, or this one? Well, this doesn't go fully Bakerloo line. It only goes from the Howard up to here, and then it'll split up. It doesn't go out. It doesn't go down into the underground. So we'll continue to go forward here, where on the Bakerloo line you go in that way. So we're going to be going up into the platform on this side. This is something you don't see in TSW. This is what it is in real life. Do you believe? So we'll continue to go up that way. Might be there actually, I'm not too sure actually, I can't remember. I don't really play the Bakerloo line too often because even though I pump the points like crazy, even if you do half of the length of it up to here or vice versa. Can I see your tickets, please? Tickets now, please. Thank you very much. Oh, what? Oh, okay. You got the London card. Okay, no worries. London transport card. So, right. For this section of it, I'll probably say there's not really much difference I can say between the two. Obviously, it looks better on TSW, doesn't it? But the thing with Train Simulator that I like about London is that it actually shows all the real buildings of London and all that, and it's, yeah, it just feels more London than what it does on TSW. The underground section, see, the underground's under where we are now. This is the continuation of the West Coast Main Line, and it's still part of the overground section. So it's very similar to your German routes. You got your S-Bahn, you got your high speed. Yeah, very good, yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. I don't really want to compare the differences between them because they're just as good as each other. I probably prefer Train Simulator with London stuff because there's just way more London stuff. There's more to do, and there's more trains and everything. There's a bigger collection. There's still a lot of London stuff that I don't have. As I explained to my viewers, I just mucked around with Train Simulator for 18 months before the core update back last October, and I had a lot of issues with it, and I had a lower end PC at the time anyway, because my first PC, high-end PC, well, my first gaming PC was back in April 2020, and that was a 1060. But I had a Ryzen, that was the only good thing about it. Then I had issues with that, so I had to get rid of that. Then I got a 1650. Both of these were second-hand PCs as well. They weren't brand new. And that didn't last long. And I regret getting that from this day. So I thought, fuck it. I spent $2,500 and I got a brand spanking new high-end PC from a company based in Melbourne. They actually got it based now here in Sydney because they're that popular. They're very, very popular computer company called Centacom, and they do custom PCs, built PCs, pre-built PCs and everything. So I got a pre-built PC, but the pre-built one I got is absolutely fantastic. It's got a liquid cooling system. It's got Fury light up RAMs. It's got it lights up like no tomorrow. It's like a Christmas display at someone's house with hundreds of thousands of lights. It's beautiful, and the liquid cooling system, yeah, absolutely awesome. Comes in handy big time. Cools it down. I can feel the heat coming out of it, and I'm actually playing right now, and I'm got my hand over the fans right now at the moment. I'm telling you, it's cold. It's not even warm. It's cold, which is great. Better third-party content in Train Simulator. That's correct. That's what I'm saying. I would love to know how to put real company cargo onto the cargo stuff, because I've seen it in real life. I've seen videos of people having the companies on there. I've seen one had the DHL on there. I'm like, that was one of them. And I've seen others as well on the same And I'm like, how the you get that, you know? And no reply. I asked him, how'd you get that? I want to know how you put it in, where's it go, this and that. No reply. No reply. Alright, final station coming up. So yeah, David Wright, if you do know, because we're on the stream and we're getting close to the end, we do have a Facebook page, and you can just, if anybody does know, we have a Facebook page, Australia Worldwide Gaming at Facebook, and we're also on Twitter. And just, yeah, we can do a rundown on everything, because I'd love to know how to do it. I've tried to look for videos online, I've tried to search it up, and it's very, very complicated. It's not as simple as throwing it into, going through the Steam, then Steam apps into Common, into Train Sim World, then into the DLC folder and put it in the DLC folder. It's not like that. And by the way, if you play on PC, folks, I advise you guys to go into the actual settings of the game, go into the app and run. Don't run the app as administration if you go to live stream it on OBS, because it doesn't recognize it. Do press the disabled, do disable the full screen settings and all that. Run the game on full screen window as well. There's a few tweaks in that you can do, and still doesn't really do any justice, to be brutally honest, but yeah, I sort of noticed the difference a little bit. And if you got to play on you got to play on PC 3060 and higher, and an i7 plus, or a Ryzen, a really decent Ryzen. Do not touch AMG, whatever you do. I've also noticed how trains go faster at night. Okay. Yeah, it could be because of reflections and stuff like that. Maybe, yeah. They could be on a tighter schedule. If they just want to get home. I just want to get home. I want to go faster. There was a night one we did here the other night, and absolutely blew my mind. Hey, actually, no, it was the one I did on this last Monday that just went past on the All Aboard Live with the Godfather. That's our main 3-hour live stream we do on Mondays. I did a German train and had purple neon, the blue purple neon lights underneath the train. I've never seen anything like it. It was so damn sick. Because it was going into like the evening on it, it was really, really cool. You could clearly see the neon lights underneath the train, and it was really, really well done. We're not due in there till 26 past, and we're almost there, so we're guaranteedly getting a red light here. Oh, this better not be the one that I ended up having the bloody issue where just... I do remember doing one run that came into here, and then I went through it, and it was clear to go, but it still reckons that the signal was red. I'm not sure if this is the one or not. I wouldn't be surprised, eh? We all do it. We all do it. We all go fast at some stage. You know, we're doing something else because we just drift away from it, because it's just, you know, after a while you're used to the speed, and it's like, oh, hang on, I'm just gonna go to my mobile phone and just check my Twitter or my Facebook, and it'll do something. Or get up and go to the toilet or something. Because you know you got the time period, and then you get back and it's just going 350 kilometers all of a sudden in a 250 something. The high-speed trains is what gets you. Especially if you're doing the LGV Mediterranean and you're going down those big loops. Or if you're going up the hill and you come back and you're starting to go real slow, it's like, oh crap. It's a good thing about RFB for, okay, we're being danger approved, so we are clear to go. Oh, that's a lovely view. Fantastic. Oh, what did I hit then? Oh, the building. I do apologise. Look at that. Fantastic. Yeah, so this is another major London station that Train Sim World hasn't been to. Waterloo's another one. London Bridge is another one. Fair, yeah, the one that's on the water. Yeah. I suppose. No, that's Milestone Power, isn't it? Thompson, yeah. You shot as Thompson? No. It was a Class 700s on that. Yeah. Probably going to say we failed because we probably got into some place and we haven't landed on the right location. But anyway, we have done it because you can see that we've landed at the final station. And don't worry about that. Yes, thank you very much for that. I most appreciate that sign then. There's the London Midlands. They're beautiful trains. Beautiful trains. There's a different version of it there, I think. Was that the same one? It's the same one. Oh, and there is the... Yeah, bad luck you didn't complete the scenario. Yeah, I knew it would do that. There's the two Aventis. Beautiful. I love to see these in TSW. If legit, not... I know that there's designs, but I mean legit. Anyway, don't worry about the bad luck. We know we completed it. We don't have to worry about that. I'll give it a big thumbs down because of that. They reckon we missed one. Anyway, we clearly got one. All of them. And we sped 7 times. Oh, well, that's 200 times 7. What's that? How much? Oh, no. Arrest me now. Why I'm alive. Oh, well, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your company. I'm going to be back in, I'm going to be back in 5 minutes for our American Truck Simulator live stream. If you want to come and watch some American Truck Simulator, then you're more than welcome to come and watch that. That's going to be awesome. We can't wait. We're going to be bringing out our Aussie B-Double and a Peterbilt Viper 2 with my latest paint job design, because I mod for that game. I do paint jobs. I do AI traffic. So I finally fixed all the issues I had with it. I was meant to live stream it earlier tonight, but I finally fixed the issues. So I'm going to be going on for a little bit for it. So join us then. Thank you for watching now. I'm the Godfather. We've got some more gameplay we're going to be doing tomorrow, and we'll post some stuff up. I'm not going to post too much because I'm still waiting for the Long Island Railroad to launch, and I'm going to be doing stuff for that as well. It's bye-bye for now. Bye.